everybody, welcome to Let's Look at XCOM Enemy Within, not to be confused with the standalone XCOM Enemy Unknown, the strategy game that came out last year. This is actually new DLC for it that layers over top of it, and there's been DLC for XCOM Enemy Unknown before. There's been the Slingshot Pack and Second Wave. This is a much more comprehensive and enormous version of DLC. There's a staggering number of changes that take place here. There's a lot of new content to go over, and it kind of makes XCOM Enemy Unknown into like XCOM Enemy Unknown Criterion Collection Edition, if that makes sense, or Game of the Year Edition. This is like a very robust expansion. It's also at a very robust price point, $30, which is as far as DLC goes, I guess a little bit, higher than normal. But in any case, I've been playing this for probably 7 or 8 hours over the course of this weekend so far. And again, it just layers right over top of XCOM Enemy Unknown. So I've been playing through Enemy Unknown again, realizing what I loved about that game so much, because I really did. I've named it my second favorite game of 2012, and I stand by that. I think this game's absolutely amazing. And XCOM Enemy Within really does a great job of enhancing and kind of adding to that experience to make it feel like it's the same, but a little bit new. It's got like a fresh coat of paint when you play through it for yourself. I'm a big fan of this DLC so far. I think the major problem people are going to have is that $30 is kind of expensive, but if you loved Enemy Unknown and you're willing to go through the game again and you're excited to go through the game again, I think this is the definitive way to do it. And it represents kind of a very convenient way to get back into it. So, we're going to load into our game here. Again, for the third time already in this episode, or in this video, I need to reiterate. This goes right over top of XCOM Enemy Unknown. So, in 7 or 8 hours of campaign play, if you've played through the original game for yourself, then you probably understand roughly where we are right now. I'm in like this 4th or 5th month of the XCOM project. In case you're not familiar with Enemy Unknown, well, this is going to be a little bit of a confusing video for you, but I'll do my best to explain it. Basically, there's 2 phases to the gameplay. There's like tile-based, squad-based tactical strategy gameplay, kind of like a chess match with guns, where you fight aliens and you try to kill those aliens and capture some strategic resources, and then bring them back to your base. And then when you come back to your base, you get resources for completing those missions, and you try to play a little bit of a wider strategical game here to keep these countries from backing out of the XCOM project. There's been an alien invasion. You need their funding in order to keep going. So basically, these bars represent panic, and as bad things happen in that country and you kind of ignore them to go to other countries and help them out, the panic grows. And if you don't launch a satellite in India, Australia, or South Africa, by the end of the month, they are all going to leave the XCOM project. I've already lost the UK and Russia as well. There's no spoilers, I think, to be had here. If I accidentally spoil something, I apologize. Before we get into the actual gameplay, let's talk about some of the new stuff that goes on here. The 2 most major changes in the game, the changes that are most kind of pervasive from the start, one of them we'll talk about has to do with mostly changes to kind of like the soldier aspect of the game. And they've done a really, really good job of making the soldiers kind of more of a focus and feel like a lot less generic. Previously, unless you took the time to customize your soldiers yourself, they all kind of like blended together. Now, let's go to view soldiers here. You can see I've got a few majors here, which is like the highest level that we can possibly get soldiers to. I've also got some wounded individuals, but in any case, let's take a look at Irina Lebedeva. So she is she's been around for 14 missions. She's got 20 kills. You might be wondering what some of these things mean. The kind of crosshairs surrounding her class as a sniper here indicates that I've actually had her undergo genetic modification. So there's a new resource in the game called meld, and you can use this to either kind of mechanically augment your soldiers or genetically augment your soldiers. So if I go to gene mods here, you can see the genetic modifications that I've put her through. This is something that's very new and something you're going to want to spend a lot of your resources doing, because it turns your soldiers into like super soldiers. So, I haven't unlocked all of the gene mods yet. I still don't have gene mods for the brain. But I've got gene mods for the eyes, chest, skin, and legs. So, on eyes, I've got her so she has, whenever she has a height advantage over an enemy, she gets a little bit higher aim and critical chance. She also has adrenal neurosympathy, which means when she gets a kill, she actually like emits pheromones that make the squad mates in an area kind of incensed, so they do more damage or they get a better aim bonus or something like that. I don't know. I just recently got this. I don't think I've ever actually seen it work. And then for skin, I don't have her with anything, but there's bioelectric skin, which kind of it notices or illuminates enemies through walls, so they don't see you, but you can kind of see their outline through walls. And there's also mimetic skin, which allows you to basically be invisible, kind of like, you have a cloak of invisibility on. I have a soldier that actually has this. And then for legs, I've given her muscle fiber density, so as a sniper, this basically gives her the abilities of the skeleton suit or of like the Thin Man aliens. She can just jump on top of a roof and then be in a position to get a really good shot on an enemy. And there's also adaptive bone marrow, which is really good. It gives like your units HP regen passively every single turn, which is super important. So using these gene mods, and you know, I do have, where's Roll Fizzlebeef? She's got 2 days left healing here, but I can check out her gene mods. I've got her set up with a lot of them as well. These are expensive to give your units, and it also takes them out of commission for a few days. But basically you're creating super soldiers. These soldiers are much, much harder to kill, but of course the flip side of that in a game like Enemy Unknown is that when they do die, and inevitably some of them will, in all likelihood, it makes you much more sad. So that's one of the things that's kind of cool about this new soldier aspect of the game. I apologize if I'm not just like jumping in and showing off like the pew-pew shooting aliens thing right off the bat, but I'm assuming, you know, if you're looking to buy a $30 DLC for Enemy Unknown, you're probably a big fan of the original game, so I'm hopeful that you're geeking out over this stuff as much as I have done over the course of this weekend. Now, you may also be wondering, what's going on with these, like, little symbols down here? Like, I don't understand. Is this, like, some redacted confidential data? No. These are actually medals that you can give your soldiers. So, this is something that's completely new in the game as far as I know. You can load up the soldier and you can see what medals he or she has. As you can see, this character, this is Roll Fizzlebeef, of course, making her glorious return here. I seem to remember her being more masculine last time, but... You get these medals, just, it seems kind of randomly, but I wonder if there's kind of like invisible internal metrics you have to hit, like, oh, finish 5 missions without dying, and then yada yada. Anyway, you can actually rename the medals yourself. So I've got, of course, the Medal of Scum, Smash Mouth Medal of Doritos, and my favorite, the Pizza Hut Player of the Game. I've only earned one of those. I should have named it like Kermit the Frog, because that's kind of what it looks like. But what's cool about these medals is they're not just decorative. You actually have the option to choose a power. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see me do that, because once you choose it, it's permanent and stuck to the medal, but... So for example, in Pizza Hut Player of the Game, whenever I award someone with this medal, which I have to earn it first in order to be able to award it, the person who gets it gets +1 aim and will for each mission completed with no soldier deaths up to a maximum of +10. That's pretty damn good, right? If I get this on a soldier early enough and then do 10 missions without a soldier dying and they're on the mission as well, they're going to have a permanent +10 bonus to aim. That's crazy important. That could really swing missions in your favor. And of course, you know, there are other medals that I've given out more often, like the Medal of Scum, +5 aim against enemies in full cover. Yeah, it's beneficial, maybe not as beneficial. What about the Smash Mouth Medal of Doritos? Medikits and Restorative Mist heal 2 HP more when used on the soldier. Cool. Alright. So that's the focus on the soldier stuff. They've really buffed it up a little bit. And not only is there the genetic stuff, there's also the ability to make like cybernetic soldiers, which I have basically not even seen, because as always in XCOM, your resources are spread so thin. If you go balls deep in one direction, it kind of takes away from what you can do in another direction. But if I go to my engineering facility here, oh, maybe I've just... Actually, sorry, let me go to Mission Control briefly. And you can see my upcoming events. I actually am building a cybernetics lab, basically for the purposes of this video. So presumably, we might be able to check that out. Now, let's actually jump into a mission. I'll talk about some of the other stuff later. There's new weapons, there's lots of stuff going on, but let's jump into a mission first here. So we'll scan for activity, and hopefully we'll come across one. Okay, cool. Skeleton suit is complete. I'm gonna have to F with the loadout a little bit on my guys, because it's not ideal right now. Why don't we, research a light plasma rifle, even though I will probably never use that. Anyway, so we will have another covert operation in 4 days. I kind of want to get into a normal mission before that happens. Okay, good. UFO 0 has landed. This seems scary because it's large, but we'll send a Sky Ranger regardless. Okay, one of the things I really like, and this may have actually been in Second Wave. I don't think I played Second Wave when it came out. By the way, Second Wave you can do in addition to, you know, or in conjunction with Enemy Within if you want to. But anyway, there's this Make Items Available button, and you click this, and basically it takes all of the active loadout options off of your other soldiers that are not currently on the mission, so that all of the inventory items are actually available. You don't have to do very much managing. So I would like to clear out this rookie, if at all possible, and see if there's anybody else that I can get. Actually, because I have someone on a covert mission, which is something I'll talk about in a second, we actually do have to go with a rookie here. So I'll give her some carapace armor, because she probably needs it, and we'll give her a laser rifle, and why don't we give her a med kit as well, just in case. We'll try to turn her into a soldier. Now I should be able to give you a heavy laser. Beautiful. Like both of my best soldiers, my majors, are heavies, which is actually totally fine by me. They can fire 2 rockets plus a shredder rocket, and they've got you know, 2 attacks per turn, which is amazing. I think I can probably give you a laser rifle. I'm very guilty of not necessarily using the proper loadout every single turn. I probably have a scatter laser I can give her. Okay, let me take a look at this. Is this good? Yes, I do not have a precision sniper rifle yet, I think. Can I just go build one right now before we go on this mission? Let's quickly go check out build by items. Maybe I haven't researched precision lasers yet. Oh, I totally have. Okay, let's build one of those quickly, because why not? There are also, you know, while I'm here, I might as well say, I probably won't show these off, but there's all sorts of new grenades and kind of equipment that you can see. Needle grenades, gas grenades, ghost grenades, flashbang grenades. You know, gas grenades poison enemies. Needle grenades, they do the same amount of damage as an average grenade, but they have a wider spread, but the caveat is that they don't go through cover. So normally, like explosive grenades or fragmentation grenades, they go through cover and they do damage even if an enemy is behind a wall or something. Needle grenades, their needles are blocked by it, so it's kind of like, you know, a shrapnel grenade or something like that. So I haven't used those at all, but it's cool that they exist, and there's a little bit more variety now. So yes, we'll send our Sky Ranger in here. Apologies for being very anal about this, but you know, this is my game of Enemy Within. Like, I don't want to have my soldiers die just so I can slow down, or just so I can speed this up. Yeah, sure, everything looks good. Let's launch the mission. So, that's a good chunk of the stuff that's actually new inside of, like, the XCOM headquarters, if that makes sense. What's new when you actually go out on the missions? Not a staggering amount on paper, but it actually does add some really nice variety because there's a wide variety of new map types. So, you know, previously... Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought as I try to talk over this guy. Previously... You know, the game, XCOM Enemy Unknown, one of the things it was most guilty of for sure was that it recycled maps a lot. And, you know, maybe it was only because I had 60 hours in that game, but you would eventually see the same kind of maps over and over and over. In my 6 or 7 hours with Enemy Within so far, I have not seen the same map types, or I've seen the same types, but I have not seen the same, like, exact carbon copy over and over and over, and I don't think I've ever seen duplicates. But what I will say now is kind of unfortunate timing. This appears to be your standard kind of outdoor UFO invasion map. I promise you, this is not the way that it always works. So this is, again, I have, Roll Fizzlebeef has the mimetic skin, which means that she's actually concealed and invisible when she runs. And you might think this makes her overpowered. First off, it's a huge investment to get all these gene modifications on a soldier. But secondly, whenever she shoots, she's going to come out of concealment, and I think there's like it's only active for like a couple of turns. Sometimes when she moves, it just deactivates. So we're going to play a standard mission of XCOM Enemy Unknown here. Again, I have to stress for the second or third time here that this is the first time I've ever actually seen this kind of like carbon copy outdoor UFO map. The last UFO landing that I had, let's just use a battle scanner here so I can see if there's any aliens over here. Can I just throw this? Shot is blocked. Alright, we'll get this one then. The last UFO landing that I actually went on was actually really cool. It was in like an urban environment, so the UFO had like landed in the middle of a city, and I had to actually use urban like camouflage and objects instead of just you know, walking around in kind of like a broken forest here. Now, there's another really important mechanic that's been added here, and I have a lot of very, very positive things to say about this. I've already talked about the genetic modifications. The fuel that you use for the genetic and cybernetic modifications is called meld. So you can see in the top right of the screen, there are 2 meld canisters, which is what each of those kind of list entries represents. Basically, these take the form of kind of like time-sensitive containers. You can see one over here. It hasn't officially been briefed to us yet, but I can see it with the battle scanner. These are time-sensitive containers, which means we have X number of turns to actually get to them. And if we don't get to them before the timer runs out, then they expire and we can't use them. But if we do get to them, so as you can see, I've been revealed there. I wonder if that's because I dashed instead of just taking like one move. But if I am able to get to that container and actually like click on it, so you need to plan accordingly for that, then I get like 15 meld that I can take back, and 15 meld is enough for like, you know, 60% of most gene modifications, I guess. Roughly, at least in my experience so far. So what's interesting about this is meld your primary objective? Of course not, right? Your primary objective is, you know, mostly keep your soldiers alive, kill all the aliens, accomplish whatever secondary objectives you have. But what's neat about meld is that it makes every mission, or most missions, have something time-sensitive about them, which kind of eliminates, not necessarily a problem, but a very common and effective approach in Enemy Unknown, which was to just, like, really, really slowly creep your way through the level, right? This is probably the best way to play Enemy Unknown or Enemy Within. Oh, we can actually see some aliens here, and these are new alien types. It's unfortunate they came along right now because I'm still on this tangent about meld. Basically what I'm getting at is this adds some urgency to every mission, so now you have this pressure to move faster. Oh, that missed too. You have some pressure to move faster, which can lead to you making mistakes if you actually want to pick up the meld, and you do. So it's kind of cool that you have like these competing kind of desires now. You have one desire to, oh come on, at least hit once. Would you freaking almost smoked my other teammate in the face there, Romanos? What the heck are you doing? But yeah, you have these competing kind of desires. You want to get the meld, so you want to move quickly, but you also want to be patient so that you don't accidentally, you know, completely screw yourself. By the way, even if we don't see the meld, I mean, we see it, but even if it hasn't recognized that we've seen it, the time will still tick down, so we can still lose these even if we just kind of wait around. So we really want to kill these, I'm going to call them weird jellyfish-type aliens. Why don't we use a headshot here as well, just to ensure that this guy's going to die. Please, 99%, do not miss this. Okay, beautiful. So this is one of the new alien kinds. Okay, so this is the kind of pheromones that get ejected whenever I actually kill someone with that unit. And let's see if this... You know, maybe we want to use rapid fire here. 79%? Nah, let's just use standard fire here. Okay, so that's going to work. It is still guilty of, you know, switching to cutscenes when you get fatal shots sometimes, which can be a little annoying because, you know, it takes some of the, like, the tension out of it. But still, it's a very minor complaint, all things considered. I don't think that was a very good move, but we'll just put some people on Overwatch this turn because I'm sure that's... Yeah, these sectoids are probably going to move into position pretty soon. I'm not very concerned about the meld. Oh, okay, so I did actually probably make a mistake there. I thought I would still be out of the range of their visibility, but we can probably get a kill. Roll Fizzlebeef is an exceptional young lady. That was 9 damage to a sectoid, which is more than necessary. And she's going to send out the... Again, weird-ass pheromones again. So I've only got Zhang left. Let's put him over here, and he might be able to get a shot in as well. Again, he's a major, and he's also heavy. By the way, Zhang is the character from the Slingshot DLC. So again, this is kind of what I mean by I say, like, this really feels now like XCOM Enemy Unknown's kind of Game of the Year edition. Thankfully, that didn't hit me. That must have been like a 5% chance. Like, all the DLC now kind of fits seamlessly into each other. And it really makes for an experience that is better than the sum of its parts. Like, the Slingshot DLC, what was that, like $15, $10? It added 3 missions and the character of Zhang, which was probably, like, to be polite, not worth it on a fiscal level. Even though I loved Enemy Unknown, I played the Slingshot missions, and I was like, sure, it's cool, but I'm not necessarily super into it. Okay, good, he is gonna die. But, you know, now it kind of makes more sense when it fits into this. Like, Zhang's still not my favorite character, but, you know, it kind of seems like it's telling more of a robust story than the original campaign of Enemy Unknown did, which was a campaign that I also liked a great deal, even if it sometimes felt a little, you know, a little hammy at some points with it's like, oh no, John, we are the monsters type stuff, you know, Dr. Valen, like... or Dr. Shen, like, what have we done? We've become the exact thing that we hated. You know, I didn't really feel that part. But now it feels like a more robust story, and it is kind of cool having some scripted characters in Enemy Within. Of course, you know, if after the first mission, if Zhang dies, he's just gone. I totally neglected to mention the new alien type, by the way. So there's that alien that you saw with the tentacles. Basically, what makes that special. I'm not too concerned about the meld here, in all honesty, but... Maybe I'll try to rush up, because if I can get it, you know, it would be nice, but... okay, I think I will be able to get it on the next turn then, no problem. But basically, I was just sending her out as, like, you know, the canary in the coal mine to be like, are there aliens in this range? If not, then we should be good to go. I can't believe I have a rookie on this mission as well. A little disappointing, but we'll just move our soldiers up. So yes, the tentacle alien. What's special about that? It is, it has the ability to go invisible, as you saw, and also it has the ability to incur a new status effect, or transfer a new status effect to a unit called Strangulation. So, Strangulation, basically... You know, other status effects like poison or panic or something like that, it's a little bit different. Basically, the thing hugs onto your face, and it causes your character to be unable to breathe. It does like 3 damage for attaching to your face. Then you can shoot it off their face, and I don't even think you convey a risk of friendly fire. But it'll take them a turn after the thing is off their face to catch their breath, basically. So it's like skip a turn after you kill the alien. There's 2 alien types. The other alien is, geez, that sounds scary in there. The other alien type is Mechanoid, I think, and it's basically like a cybernetically enhanced sectoid. It's really, really strong. Like, I've only encountered one of them so far, but my prediction is that, you know, an enemy unknown, and again, this is still like enemy unknown, but I'm specifically talking about the enemy within content, so hopefully that distinction makes sense. But an enemy unknown, you'd like, when you first encountered Chrysalis, you're like, oh, fuck Chrysalis, like, oh, my soldier's gonna turn to a zombie, and then eventually as you got further along, you're like, oh shit, man, cyber discs are the most annoying. They do so much damage and they're hard to hit. And then eventually you encounter those awful like tanks that shoot the artillery shots at you. I've forgotten their name now, and you're like, okay, this is actually like nightmarish. I predicted the mechanoids are gonna be somewhere in like the cyber disc area. They have a ton of health. They do a lot of damage. Enough to like one shot some of your minions depending on their armor and stats. So they're not like easy. The jellyfish type aliens are a little bit easier. So there's only 2 new alien types, but again, you know, there's a lot of alien types in Enemy Unknown to begin with, so it's not like that's necessarily an enormous concern. So, you know, this fits in right over top of the original Enemy Unknown story, as I've said ad nauseum now. So I do actually have a secondary objective on this mission beyond just, you know, going to the UFO and seeing what up with that. I also have to capture an outsider alien, so I do have some of my people outfitted with arc throwers here, which are basically tasers that they can use to stun the aliens. So if you recall, the outsider alien is the one that just kind of looks like a crystal, and he, you know, materializes in front of your eyes when you go into like the engine room of the alien spacecraft. So let's just get ready to assault this spacecraft, and as a result, that will be cool. By the way, speaking of Assault, I thought it was really funny. You know, there's this game, Assault Android Cactus. The developers are extraordinarily nice people. But I had an Assault character, and then the game for its nickname just randomly chose Android. So I have like an Assault Android. There's no Cactus. I should rename it to a Cactus at this point. I don't think it was intentional on Firaxis's part, but funny nonetheless. So let's open this up. As you can see, Roll Fizzlebeef is indeed concealed again. I should really look up the specifications behind that gene mod to see what the heck happens, or what the conditions are for making it not be invisible anymore, if that makes sense. So, you know, standard Northernlion breaching protocol here. We'll just send our dudes in to cover multiple kind of angles here, and we'll slowly take over the ship. And hopefully we get some promotions here, because I want to show up the promotion system. I don't think the promotion system has changed at all, but it's nice to have a refresher. You know, it's been a long time since I played Enemy Unknown, so it did take me a little while to get back into it, but it's also a little bit like riding a bike. Your strategies come back to you pretty quickly, and I think I've done a really piss poor job of managing the XCOM project, but on missions, I think I've done a pretty good job. I've only lost a few soldiers, you know, like less than 1 soldier an hour. I did like the first 10 missions without even getting hit, but yeah, my running of the project itself is pretty bad. Hopefully we find this other meld, but I don't really have a shortage of it, because again, on the early missions, it's fairly easy to get it. I don't, what the heck is, okay, that scares me. I've never seen that before. And that's kind of, that's part of the fun of, I don't want to, maybe I do want to send, Irina Lebedeva over here. That's part of the fun of Enemy Within, is playing it through and being like, oh, I remember this, but then it's like slightly tweaked and you're like, oh shit, like, when, I was doing like a fairly standard, like, alien abduction mission, which is just like your bread and butter type, Enemy Unknown mission, and then, the mechanoid showed up. It's just like an angry-looking, like, mechanized sectoid with 20 health, and I was like, oh, shit. And then it killed one of my rookies, and I was like, okay, this is fresh, this is new. I like it. So I can see, like, all this stuff going on here. I wonder if this is, if I'd just forgotten that this is actually, like, one of those aliens that is psychic or something. I hope not. I don't think I've played that much of it to get to that point yet. We'll see, though. I would really hate to lose, like, half of my soldiers right now. So there's one of the alien power cores, I think. Let's breach through the other door just to see if there's anything fishy going on in here. Okay, so we'll continue to move out here. Again, you want to breach open this last room at like the same time with all of your soldiers. And that is, you know, Overwatch is your best friend in this game for sure. And let's put, yeah, we'll send Roll Fizzlebeef in here. She is still concealed, which is awesome. That is obviously like an exceptionally good gene modification. It's also like not all gene modifications are created equal. For a lot of them, it seems like there's one really good one, and that costs like maybe 75 gold, or, you know, $75, I suppose, because they just use like American currency, I think. And like 35 meld or something like that, which is the currency of modification. And then there's some that are like, you know, this is okay. It'll give you like a +5 aim bonus when you've got a height advantage on your opponent. Which to me always just seemed like that would be a great perk in a basketball game. But in any case, yeah, so there's usually like one that's a little better and one that's a little bit more modest, perhaps. So this is likely to be our final room here. Let's pop this open. If there's just one outsider, there's not. Oh, God. Okay, so this is a nightmarish fucking final room. It looks like we have 3 mutons and 2 thin men. Okay, luckily a lot of them are in the same area, which is going to make it reasonably easy for me to, like, drop a rocket in there. So I'd like to drop a shredder rocket, like, right here. Yes, I am going to destroy the alien computer. I'm sorry, Dr. Valen. Your soldiers are your #1 currency in Enemy Unknown, so I would like to make sure that they survive as long as possible. Okay, so Roll Fizzlebeef has been revealed. That's because... Okay, we'll pop open this door. That's because, I guess the rocket has like an energy signature or something like that that causes it to go like that. Okay, so now we've got Irina Lebedeva, and I think I'm going to wait to see what she does as a sniper. I want to get my other soldier here, which is, of course, Roll Fizzlebeef, and I should be able to drop like another shredder rocket. And the more of these guys I can hit... Also, I'm not sure if this was in Enemy Unknown. If it is, I've totally blanked on it. But now, like, if an enemy is going to be hit by something that has an area of effect, then they actually show up in this, like, checkerboarded kind of neon pattern. So helpful when determining, like, oh, like, it takes the guesswork out of being like, should I put a rocket here or here? It's a very smart addition. So this is going to destroy all of the enemies. That actually might end the mission. Pretty good shot, then. It did not end them. Oh, because there's one more, like, muton left on the other side. So we have 3 enemies left. Not enemies, sorry. 3 people left on our squad that can shoot. Would I rather shoot once with a... oh, here's what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what. I'll do Run and Gun, which is the Assault ability, which allows me to dash and shoot. Oh, I don't even need to, but... Sure, I'll go around the side to kind of flank this guy. And then I should be able to drop Rapid Fire, and that'll be 2 shots with a 100% chance to hit. Normally this has an aiming penalty, but because I'm flanking him, I have 100% aim. So he should die in 1 or 2 hits here with this heavy laser. Or scatter laser, I should say. So that should be the end of that mission. No? Oh, maybe because there's meld or something left? I don't know. This is strange. Okay, so we're just going to take a turn. We've already lost our last meld canister, so... I'm just gonna kind of hold the fort here, and we'll take a turn to reload all of our weapons as is necessary. I think I only took like 1 shot there, which is pretty crazy, but sure, we'll take a turn here, and everyone can get juiced up. And actually, this does mean that maybe I'll have a chance to capture an outsider alien as well, which is cool by me, because that would allow me to kind of proceed in the story, and I have kind of become stuck. Again, I'm guilty of the same thing I was guilty with in my XCOM Enemy Unknown playthrough in Enemy Within, which is that, is he in here? He must be, because the map's, like, done. Like, this is the end of the map here, so he must be in this last room. And it's probably an outsider. There's always an outsider, right? I believe. But yeah, what I'm guilty of is, unfortunately... always focusing my resources on like taking care of minor problems without worrying about the major overarching kind of story of what's going on. So like when the mission is like capture an alien, I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll get to it in like 4 months. But that's actually how you advance the story. So it is in your best interest to get that done as soon as possible. But unfortunately, I'm my own worst enemy. So I do have a couple of arc throwing units here. I'm going to try to use these to capture the outsider, and that will allow us to advance our story a little bit. There are some new cutscenes, by the way. A lot of the cutscenes are exactly the same. This is an expansion, you know, it's not a brand new game. But then there's new cutscenes that kind of expand as you do story mission stuff and progress throughout the game. Alright, so I'm assuming that when I open this door, we're going to find the outsider alien. I could actually click on the door and get it to open up here. Yes. Where is it? Oh, it's at the back. Okay. So, I have to dash to use it? This is the frustrating part. Because, like, I think it's in my best interest not to even put my units into Overwatch, but just to actually, like, have them all hunker down. Because in Overwatch, I could accidentally shoot one. So what I'm going to hope for here is that the crystal alien, the outsider, actually, like, takes his time and kind of walks over to me so that I don't have to dash to use the arc thrower, because I can't dash and use the arc thrower. Did he just not move at all? Yeah, I guess he doesn't even know I'm there yet. Well, what we could do is actually maybe use Hughes here and get close, and then this may cause the unit to, yeah, obviously materialize, but then maybe run closer. I think I can use the arc thrower now, actually, and we'll have a 70% chance to hit. That's pretty good. It looked fantastic. Okay, this mission really could not have gone better unless we got one of those meld canisters. So what I was getting at there, the most important thing that I think they've added is these meld canisters. You might be saying, oh, it's just another resource, like it's not that important. What's important about it is the way that it changes the way that you play the game itself. Because normally, again, it's a very smart idea in this game to just slowly, you know, move up like half of your dash range every single time and then put it into Overwatch. If you do that, you're going to lose these meld canisters and you're going to miss out on the cybernetic and genetic enhancements. And there's so much value to those gene mods, especially like you didn't see it here because nobody got wounded. But I have the unit that has the, I might as well go back to base, I guess, while this is going on. But I have a unit that has the HP regen gene mod, so maybe it gets shot for 8 damage, it regens 2 health per turn, so you don't need to waste a medkit on it, and you don't need to move your soldier over there, your support soldier with the medkits over there to help them. So it's actually extremely useful. I'm just going to skip past this cutscene. It's the same cutscene from before. So you can see all the stats for the missions that we've got going on here. We also have some promotions, which is nice. What is this? Extra conditioning. Confers bonus health based on which type of armor is equipped. That seems exceptionally useful. And our rookie has been promoted to an assault level squatty, which is cool. Alright, so, oh, we got another Pizza Hut Player of the Game medal. That is like the best medal that we could actually have. So we should definitely go award that. So we'll go into our medal situation here. Pizza Hut Player of the Game. And we'll award this medal, which again gives +1 aim and +1 will for every mission that a soldier doesn't get killed on to the soldier who gets it. And we'll definitely give this to our other soldier here. Basically, I don't spread out my medals. I create super soldiers, and then if they die, I just, you know, cry myself to sleep. But so far, so good. They've been very good for me. Some of these soldiers have like nearly 50 kills so far over the course of the game, which is nuts. In any case, the medal stuff and the gene modification stuff, it really serves to make you more attached to your soldiers, and it makes the soldiers kind of more of a personal element of the game. And they were already fairly personal. You know, when you lost like a soldier, especially if you named it after a family member or something, you were, I wouldn't necessarily say distraught unless, you know, maybe you need to see a psychiatrist or something, but you're disappointed and you could really feel it. Whereas in this, like, you get even more attached to them, especially like you're putting tangible financial resources into a soldier. Like I can just show you here if you go to the gene lab. Let's add Zhang here, the slingshot mission guy. If we want to give him, let's say, second heart, which is the first time he dies, he doesn't die, he just bleeds out. That's extremely useful. This could save his life. 15 meld, 75 credits. That's pretty substantial, but there's other ones, yeah, like mimetic skin, that is the one that gives you the camouflage ability. 35 meld. That's like 3.5 canisters. That's more than 1 mission's worth of meld. It's pretty crazy. So you're investing a lot of resources into them. So it's important to keep them alive. So there's other cool stuff that I haven't even talked about yet, and I'll probably try to wrap up the video within the next 10 or 15 minutes, but I could play this for a couple hours, and this is a good time to point out that I will be doing another playthrough of Enemy Unknown / Enemy Within on the channel, because there's so much new stuff that I want to cover it all, and I'm really enjoying my time jumping back into the game. The easiest sell I have here is that if you loved Enemy Unknown, this gives you the greatest excuse of all time to play like the definitive version of the game through again. And it's well worth $30 in my opinion if you enjoyed the time that you spent with Enemy Unknown. Yes, $30 is expensive for DLC, but this is not the Slingshot pack. This is not 3 new missions. This is like a fundamental kind of retooling, and it's not really a retooling because that implies like balance changes or something like that, but it's just, there's a lot of new stuff in it, like a staggering amount of new stuff. And if what I've mentioned so far isn't even enough, there's also another mechanic, actually. Okay, we can sort of see it here. There's another mechanic, and this is called like the Exalt missions. And basically what this is a new kind of story chapter, not chapter even, because it's not standalone. Again, it kind of layers throughout the existing campaign, where there's like a sleeper cell inside of the XCOM agency. And it's kind of like, you know how PETA does like raids on animal testing laboratories and stuff like that. This is like that. They just take actions that disrupt your operations. So maybe they'll siphon money from your bank accounts, or they'll like try to incite a riot in the United States, which is what's going on right here. So I actually have one of my agents on a covert mission, and this kind of reminds me of, like, you know, in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you could like get the Assassin's Guild going, and then you could send your assassins in your guild out on contracts. So you could say like, okay, Ezio's brother, you go to Constantinople, and here's your equipment, and good luck. That's basically what I've done. I've sent one of my soldiers here. If I go into the barracks, Kazaya Manana, I've sent them on a covert operation. So basically, they just have a pistol and like a trench coat, and they're trying to infiltrate this kind of special operation, or this sleeper cell or whatever. I don't know what a sleeper cell is. Not enough Tom Clancy novels in my life, but and then after like a week, we'll have the opportunity to go on a covert operation to get them back. So why don't we try to let that happen? And of course, the cybernetics lab is going to be done here as well. I might as well let this play because I haven't seen this one before. And, this is important. This is the other half of the meld stuff. So it's not just gene modifications. They basically, they act like they give you a choice. Like you can either do gene mods or cybernetics mods, but you don't have to do a choice. The only reason you have to do a choice is because resources are spread thin as is. So you're probably not going to be able to really bank on either of them. But anyway, I can augment a soldier, for example. Like, why don't we take a rookie here? How many? I can put 6 people on a mission, so I actually... Oh, you can't augment rookies. Okay. Shut up, Dr. Shen. I'm trying to talk over this for a second. So I actually don't want to do any augmentations like cybernetic enhancements now, because... Okay, seriously, you're really compromising my train of thought here. But I don't want to use any of these soldiers because, we have a mission cap of 6. Actually, you know what? We'll probably only need 5 on the next mission because we'll have Manana will be there, I think. Probably. Anyway, well, let's just at least see what the cybernetic enhancements I have right now are. So I can get shock-absorbent armor. Damage received from enemies within 4 tiles is reduced by 33%. That doesn't seem that good, in all honesty, but I'm sure it gets better as you move along. I've seen, like, screenshots of people, like, in totally mechanized suits and stuff like that. So that's cool. And, when I do my actual playthrough of Enemy Unknown, or Enemy Within, I should say, because the save is actually going to be erased when the game comes out, maybe I'll put more of a focus on the cybernetic side of things. Maybe not, though. So we should get a covert operation here. Absolutely. Let's check this out. We're going to learn together. This operative will be lost if the mission is ignored. I don't want to lose Kazaya Manana. She's been very good for me. Okay, our covert operation is ready for extraction. The operative holds intel about the location of the Exalt base, so safe conduct back to base is essential. Okay, so I actually can send 6 operatives here, so I'm glad that I didn't make a mistake there. So, is this the best we can do? Probably. Nobody was wounded on the last mission, so this is like the dream team right here. Sure, by all means, let's get started. Let me just make sure. Oh, actually, Squatty Green, I should give you not a laser rifle, a scatter laser. Let me just go build one of those quickly. I do wish there was almost like a button in the game to make it a little bit more idiot-proof, because sometimes I go out on a mission and I'm like, oh, like I built all these like better tier weapons, like, from moving from conventional weapons to like laser weapons. Like I built all these, but then I forget to equip them. So I'm an idiot, basically. I wish there was a button that was like, just automatically equip the best equipment on everybody if possible. Alright, just don't click anything wrong here. Launch mission. And Squatty Green, we will give you a scatter laser. Beautiful. Okay, let's launch this mission. And this will probably be the last thing that we do over the course of this episode, but, it always bodes well when there's like a 45 minute to an hour long episode of a Let's Look At. That should convey to you how much I love this game. And, well, this expansion, I guess, if we're being absolutely literal here. So, let's see what our missions are here. Remember, this is part of the covert operation kind of side of things, which is absolutely brand new, so I'm not totally sure what's going on here. I thought he had more to say. I was looking forward to taking an opportunity to drink some coffee. You know what? Fuck all y'all. I'm going to take an opportunity right now. Okay, mission objectives. Rendezvous with the covert operative. The operative you sent in earlier must hack 2 comm arrays. Okay, so they'd probably just move them over there and click on it. After the intel is secure, escort our operative to safety. Elimination of Exalt forces is not a primary objective. This is weird because I think we may actually end up murdering humans for the first time. It seems like this is more stealth focused, but... Oh.
One of our field operatives who was attempting to recover new intelligence by hacking an Exalt comm relay. Strike 1 is going in to ensure the operative is covered while decrypting the data from the remaining relays. We have to keep that operative alive if we're going to recover the remaining intel. Objectives updated.
Okay, so long story short, it seems like basically we're just covering our, let me get my sniper here. One second, like Lebedova. Longbow Lebedova. Great name. Because I think she can actually, like, just jump this wall with her gene mods. Please tell me this happens. Yeah! Okay. I immediately regret my decision. We're gonna have to find a way to keep that lady alive. Let me take this out for a second. Okay, Dr. Valen, I'm gonna need you to relax for a second. I've got a substantial amount of thinking to do. Can I fire a rocket in here. It seems unlikely, but I thought I saw, like, it's gonna hit me, too. Oh, what about this one? Okay, I need to, like, rotate the screen. No, it's not what I needed. Okay. If I can hit 2 of these guys, but not my own soldier. Oh, it's gonna be close. I could miss this as well. It's a 90% chance to hit. Let's try this out. Roll Fizzle Beef, my man / lady. That was one of the worst rockets I've ever seen in my entire life, and just mostly represents like a willful destruction of property that I can't get behind. Alright, what is this guy? He's got Exalt operatives in his field of view. He can fire twice, so I'd almost just rather have him just take the shots, and we'll see if this works. So he did manage to hit them that time, and we'll try again, and it looks like he's going to get 1 kill. So he's better than Roll Fizzle Beef. If I had known that there would be operatives right in my field of view, probably would not have been as willy-nilly with my movement on my sniper. Normally you can survive for a turn, which is the thing. So I'm going to send out my assault here, and basically I'm going to throw like a staggering number of targets at the enemies here so that they probably won't focus all on the same one, hopefully. What I was going to say is that it's weird that, you know, you're fighting humans here. Normally that is not the case. So we got 2 shots at 74%, I think is better than 1 shot at 89, because I think this increases the chance that we'll get a fatal shot. Okay, well actually we only needed to take 1. Oh, never mind. Okay, we did need to take 2. We just got lucky with a critical shot on the second one. So we have 3 units left because our other, like our cooperative, or sorry, not cooperative, our covert unit does have the opportunity to actually attack, but they only have a pistol, so this is interesting. Anyway, what I'm getting at, it's weird, right? We're killing dudes this time. We're killing real citizens. This is the most important operative for me for sure, so I'm just going to open this door and make sure that there's no enemies over here. And then I'll probably just have her go into Overwatch, because if my other units die, you know, shit happens. I'm not that attached to them because I'm going to be starting a new game within the next 2 days anyway, but I do want to at least complete this mission successfully and see what happens. So we need to have our covert operative... Oh, what is that? You're going to use a freaking rocket on me? Holy shit! And of course that rocket actually hit. Oh my god, that rocket hit 4 units. That sucks. Luckily I do have a good support on this mission, I think, yeah. This guy needs to die. Please tell me that I can just get him with a headshot. 89%, that's pretty good. Okay. Acceptable. And that's, again, the kind of adrenal gland genetic modification. So, lots of people got pretty hurt on that, like, little episode there. That was one of the worst times, or one of the worst experiences I've actually ever had. I don't mean that, you know, offensively or over-dramatically. Like, seriously, I very rarely find myself in that situation. Roll Fizzlebeef didn't get hurt, which is unfortunate, because she actually has the gene mod that allows her to regen HP, which is kind of neat to see. It's extremely useful. It's a game changer. It's not like whenever she gets hit, she automatically goes back to, like, full HP. It's slow and steady, but it does win the race. Okay, so this operative should be able to hack that on the next turn. We'll have Miss Fizzlebeef come up here, and she'll be concealed. I haven't really found a great use for this yet, but I will say she very rarely gets targeted. And we have Zhang as well, and we'll have him... we'll just have him dash up. He's got to spend a turn reloading, but mostly we're just setting up kind of like a nice position here so that we can kind of protect our covert operative. Okay, so I want to heal our sniper, so I'm just going to send our support up here. And one of the best support perks, obviously, as they get leveled up is that you can have them, with 1 medkit, they can actually get 3 uses out of it, which is extremely useful. And I have given a medal to the sniper, which gives her +2 health whenever she... Oh, no! Gives her +2 health whenever she gets healed by a medkit. So, you know, it's nice that they kind of work in synergy like that. So, I should be able to use my sniper to really F somebody up here. You know, if you ask me, 100% chance to hit does beat a 99% chance to hit. So we'll rack up some kills here. I may want my soldiers to get a little bit further away from one another, because the one rocket could cause some serious problems for me. Oh, I will not be able to hack it on this turn? We'll see. I'm touching it. I guess I can't. Okay, so we'll just get right next to it.
Commander, our operative is in position near a comm relay. We just need to activate it to retrieve the missing data.
Yeah, whatever. I didn't ask for your life story. Okay, so now we got another rocket here. I think it's probably in our best interest to drop a Shredder rocket here, and the reason I do this is because the Shredder rocket does a bunch of damage. I didn't even see that unit behind there. But it also puts us in a position where every piece of damage they take for the rest of the time is going to be like enhanced, if that makes sense. Oh my god. This 90% chance to hit with these rockets I've been completely missing. That is, you know, disappointing to say the least. 86% chance to hit, that'll probably be a kill. And was there another unit left? I can't remember. We'll see. I should, do I have a support class that is not attacked yet on this turn? I don't think so. So we'll just overwatch you, And on the next turn we should be able to get a hack done here. Oh, that's really bad. So this is one of the standard kind of XCOM style missions though, for sure, which is like, you know, oh, what is he doing the moonwalk here? Major Hughes? More like Major Facepalm. Anyway, and this mission is like, you know, you have an objective, and enemies spawn around you as you do it. I kind of like this style of mission. It adds a little bit of variety to the standard kind of just like, you know, walk straight ahead and gradually sweep a level. So, we need to hack the terminal here. So, like, that's step one, obviously.
Encrypted a piece of the data, and it looks like Exalt communications were temporarily disrupted by the hack.
That sounds good. Exalt communications temporarily disrupted. Sign me up. What are my odds of hitting here? 22%. That's, like, really not good. So I think what I'm going to do is let's take our support with the 3 medkits here. This is a 36. Yeah, okay. So, one second. We got Roll Fizzle Beef as well. Roll Fizzle Beef, I'm going to have you, like, move to here. Do you then have a shot? Thank God. Okay, so at least we got a 59% chance today. That's pretty good. We missed, but at least we, you know, gave it the old college try. We have to kill one of these enemies, otherwise our covert operative is going to die. 43% chance. You know what? I'll just fire on you twice. I bet with 43 I can at least hit you once, and then maybe we can just use a pistol shot from our covert operative. Oh, he's got to reload. That sucks. Okay, this is our support. 36%. So what I'm going to actually have our support do is come up here, and I'm going to have him medkit our assault. And the reason I'm going to do this, I wonder, does she have the medkit? She does have the medkit gene mod, so she gets healed back to full health, which is extremely useful. Then I'm going to have her use run and gun. And this allows her to attack after she dashes. So she might get shot by an Overwatch here, but I'm basically putting her in a position where she has a 100% chance to kill. What's the other one? 53-90. Alright, we got to take the 90% chance. If we miss this... Oh my god, that's the third 90% chance we missed on this one. Which, I have to add, is goddamn bullshit. But we have another assault that we can just send over here. You know, you can't afford to have too many of these same mistakes happen, or, 98% chance, please God. Are you kidding me? You must be kidding me, because this is absurd. So we'll use our covert operative now. Unfortunately, hopefully she can get the job done. 71% chance with a pistol. Oh, imagine that. That was real tricky right there. And Longbow, unfortunately, does not have much to do on this turn, so I'll just have her use the sniper rifle. Or, sorry, reload the sniper rifle. I can't believe we've missed 4 90% shots, right? Like 2 90% rockets, a 90% shotgun, a 98% shotgun too, right? Jesus. Anyway, Exalt took their turn and sucked a big one, so we should be able to kill them here. Let's see, 53% chance to hit. Okay, now that one hits. What about this one? 30% chance. Might just want to use the pistol on this one instead. It'll probably increase the odds. It lowers the damage, but 1 damage. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Well, I do want this Exalt agent to die. Like, that has to happen, more or less, so let's just get behind cover here. 62% chance to hit. Okay, thank God. So I didn't want to waste a turn with our covert operative there, but it's fine. We should probably get our units behind cover here. And we'll heal ourselves as well with our medkit, because we might as well. This mission's actually gone fairly well so far, even though we've had a number of, like, shockingly bad dice rolls. You know what? We'll just go into Overwatch here. So I expect some more Exalt units to show up at some point, but for now we should be able to just freely kind of take our covert operative back here. So, you know, my impressions on this mission so far. It's fairly standard, but it's kind of cool. It's neat having a 7th person who is like a member of your squad and has some of the squad perks, but only has a pistol, and is also in street clothes. I mean, that's kind of like a superficial well, not street clothes, I guess. It's like a combat vest, but not like carapace armor anyway. It's kind of a superficial difference, but it's cool, and you know, the more variety in missions in Enemy Unknown or Enemy Within, the better your life will be, I think. Plus, I really like the idea of this kind of like, you know, like a sleeper cell or, you know, a turncoat operation where there's humans that are kind of like working to protect the aliens for whatever reason, because, you know, that's the kind of shit that is maybe realistic. You know, there'd probably be a few crackpots out there who are like, take me to your leader. Oh, the benevolent aliens have arrived. Oh, why am I being turned into goo? You know, oh, my cat freaked out with my mantis alien voice. Apologies. So, we have one more comm relay to hack. And once we're done, we might as well, like, toss a battle scanner over here just because we have nothing better to do with our time. There's, like, two perks, or two, like, when you level up as a sniper, there's two kind of perks you can take. One of them is, like, a little bit of an aim bonus, and the other one is the ability to shoot after you move, which is exceptionally useful as a sniper, but on my good sniper, I did not use that perk because I'm an idiot. So, instead, I just, like, constantly have to throw battle scanners, which is fine. It gives me something to do, I guess, but also kind of annoying. So, should we not have, like, an Exalt turn here soon, or have all the Exalt people been killed? If they have, then I'll just rush my covert operative over here as soon as possible. Have I not, like, where, did those guys get sucked into the ether? Oh, no, they're still back here, okay. So, Assault Android Cactus Hughes over here, and we've got, it's because we've got 7 units, I think. I'm not used to, like, having this much delegation to do. I mean, normally you have 6, so I guess it's just a minor distinction, but still. And we'll get our covert operative over here. Might seem a little bit boring, but it's actually incredibly smart to, you know, take out all of the enemies and then accomplish your secondary objective here. Alright, so we finished doing our delegation there. Oh, I think all of the enemies actually are dead. So I should just be able to walk over here. And if we don't see any enemies, I'll just hit backspace to end our turn, and then we'll hack this, and we'll probably be done.
Commander, we've got additional Exalt forces.
Oh, well, that's convenient timing. In any case, it should still be fine. There's like 2 Exalt agents. One with a sniper, one with like an assault rifle. They never attack on their first turn anyway, so... let's go over to our covert operative, and we'll hack this, and now we just got to get to the landing zone. In fact, if our operative gets to the landing zone, I think that'll just be the end of the mission. We can't quite get close enough yet. Please tell me I don't get Overwatch killed. That would be so annoying. Alright, we're going to be fine. We'll win on the next turn no matter what. Where is Zhang? Does it actually matter? 74, 74. Please tell me you don't miss this one. If I miss this... This is some of the worst luck I've had over the course of a single mission. It's luck that's bad enough to make you think, even against your better judgment, that something's wrong with, like, the dice roll engine in the game. You know, eventually, shit's just gonna happen like that. Law of large numbers, if you do enough encounters, you'll have bad luck. Unfortunately, this luck has been staggering. Okay, good. Everyone is dead here. Well, all the enemies are dead. We're gonna have a lot of wounded soldiers this time, but that's fine. Sorry, might as well just reload, go into Overwatch, etc., etc. Because all we need to do next turn is walk our operative into that landing zone. I don't even think we need to kill these Exalt agents, in all honesty. Should be 2 more of them. Oh, well, we've got Overwatch people, so that was a terrible miss. Why do I still have somebody using a conventional weapon? That is a mistake on my part. That should have been a laser. But I'm still pretty sure, like, this could be a mistake where if I get it wrong, we lose, but I'm pretty sure if I just walk her over here, we just win. Oh, no, we do have to kill the Exalt forces. Which is fine, actually, because we're still going to be, at least we didn't lose our covert agent, worst case scenario. This car is going to explode, so I need to move the heck out of here. Yeah, this car. So, where's our other agents? Like, somewhere over here, I think. I'll just move over to this car. And this should be a fairly easy kill here. 69% chance to hit. Never tell me the odds. And we'll continue just moving over here, I guess. I think we've got one more agent to kill. Or we could just get to the evac zone, which is, you know, completely a pretty good course of action as well. But, oh, there's the troop. I really wish I used run and gun there instead. So we have Fizzlebeef. I wonder if Roll Fizzlebeef can fire the greatest rocket of all time. Or at least a tribute. No, I'll end up hitting my own soldier. Oh, what about this one? I can't see if this actually hits the other soldier. So let's rotate the camera and take a look. Ooh, this could be good. 3rd rocket. Excellent. Okay, that was a really good shot. So that is, you know, probably going to do it for what has been an extremely exhaustive let's look at of Enemy Unknown's expansion, Enemy Within. Again, major caveat going on here. We'll just promote our soldier quickly here. Major caveat with this game, or the major thing that's going to give people pause when it comes to buying it, is that it's $30. $30 is expensive for DLC, but this is not like a $30 costume pack. This adds a staggering amount of new content to the game. Sorry, I just hit my microphone with my hand by accident there because I was gesticulating wildly. It adds, a staggering amount of content to the game and really turns, Enemy Unknown, which is already a great game, into kind of like this definitive Enemy Unknown Game of the Year Criterion Collection Edition. I think it enhances what was already an amazing game, and if you enjoyed Enemy Unknown and you maybe are looking for a reason to play through it again, this will give you a damn good reason to play through it again. And I hope you guys enjoyed the Let's Look At. Oh, I got some Exalt intelligence. And I also got some Exalt weapons. I wonder if those are actually more useful than the ones I have already. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, I would encourage you to click the like button. It's the easiest way you can support me. And man, this has been a long video, so if you made it this long, I'm assuming you did actually like it, or you hated it with like violent intensity. In any case, subscribe if you want to see more first impressions, and of course, check the link in the video description below to pick up Enemy Within on Steam. It will be coming out on Tuesday, November 12th. At $30, as mentioned. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for showing your support. I hope you guys are going to enjoy seeing another series on Enemy Unknown with the new content. And of course, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.